Hi, I'm Henk Pretorius, the writer and director of The Unfamiliar, and I'm here to answer some of your questions. So let's start.
Welcome on.
Mummy!
Why don't you tell me what happened to you in Marja?
Yes, there's quite a few horror tropes in The Unfamiliar, and it was inspired through watching numerous horror films and then using some tropes to guide the audience in an appropriate direction of where the plot is leading you, and sometimes to misguide the audience in another direction. So it was used in the plot structure of the actual film. The wine mythology is something that we studied in depth, and that's completely unique, I suppose, to the actual film. Yet we left out quite a lot of exposition in the wine mythology for the audience to be completely confused throughout watching this almost puzzle-like horror film that takes you through a mysterious journey and then leads you to a sensical conclusion in the end. But yes, it was inspired by quite a few horror films.
I've been seeing things. Hallucinations.
The film I was really petrified of was actually The Conjuring. It was James Wan's film, and Jason Blum produced it. And I watched it with my producer, Llewellyn Greef. And I walked out, and it was the most religious night of my entire life. I didn't stop praying that night, and every single noise upset me.
Who's ever down there? I'm gonna lock you in now!
So it was actually The Conjuring, and then way back in the day, I watched It, and it was the first It, of the clown that drank blood, and I couldn't get that image out of my head.
That's the thing about war. Always leaves scars, and not all of them are physical.
It's a very kind question. Thank you for that. I think there could also be The Unfamiliar play or a television series or whatever the audience want. I suppose if the audience is asking for a second one, we can look into it. There's definitely a story brewing, so we can absolutely look into it.
A woman lived there. People whispered she could transfer the dead into the living.
The next film I'll be making with Llewellyn Greef, my producer, and Baron Kruger, is going to be a dramatic sci-fi film. I've always loved the genre, science fiction, and I want to do something very, very unique and special and character-driven. And so we're on the verge of shooting this film. Hopefully, when all the restrictions lift, we can do so. I don't particularly prefer any one of those two. I love being considered as part of the horror family now. I just find this whole lockdown thing to be really special, to be part of a group of people that judge your film in a horror lens, with a horror lens on. There's no comedy family I know of that actually put comedy lenses on when watching your film. They're just people watching it as a film, where horror has got this incredible dedicated audience that's so intellectual about the films. And like I did an interview the other day where they asked me all these horror trivia, and I really respect these people for knowing the genre so well and the film so well. So I love the audience behind horror films. I really appreciate them. I don't know if I'm going to just do horror or just comedy. Obviously, I'm doing a sci-fi next, so there's your answer for that. But I don't know how many horrors I'll be doing in my career or how many comedies. But I'll always, what I've learned in this genre, keep on doing, and I'll definitely do another horror. So I'll definitely do another horror, and what I've learned is very valuable to me, and I really respect the audience. I really like them. I love being part of the family.